try to be active as well. But when it
Mm.
comes to just year-end strategy, especially with retirement accounts, it depends on the individual. Whereas, okay, do they have an old retirement account from a previous employer that just been sitting there, and there's some certain deals that's coming up at the end of the year or come at the beginning of the year that they want to invest into. There's okay, you want to work with a custodian that can actually help you convert those funds from your old retirement account to a self-directing retirement account. And one of the guests, Nate, is really valuable source with that, because that's going to allow you to control how to invest your retirement account if you're just not trying to do stocks and bonds, actually able to invest into real estate and into other stuff as well. So that's just not for people for retirement accounts, but it's for those who know. If you're looking to raise capital, there's something you need to be informing your limited partners or your passive investors on, so that they'll start to align themselves and have the capital in place so that you can start to close on deals.
Welcome to the Nicholas Brown Podcast, a podcast talk show about real estate investing, business leadership, and personal development. Each week, we explore current real-life case studies about how to build financial independence through investing in real estate to build your personal portfolio through passive income models, along with interviews from the top business leaders and personal development leaders. Now, here's your host, Nicholas Brown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the third series, educational series, which I got my guest. He's a real estate investor. He's a CPA. This an expert for the real estate investors. So hopefully you've seen the previous two episodes. If not, replay them. That's the purpose of if you're watching this on YouTube. That's the purpose of podcast. Just look on the podcast, the number, and you'll be able to get educated and replay that. And this will catch you up to this point where we're coming to the end of the year, where we're going to go over which the ball is going to be in Larry Pendleton's court, the CPA, like I said, real estate expert for investors. He's going to break it down and give you the ins and outs, or suggesting what you should do with your 401k or retirement income, or if you're an investor who's watching this, is seasoned or on another level. He's going to give you some pretty much tips, and I'm going to have information where you can get in contact with him also. So welcome back to the show, Brother Larry. How you doing?
Good. Appreciate it, Nick. How's it going, brother?
Oh man, I'm awesome, man. I'm excited for 2004, and as I said before, man, I appreciate you coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I met him. I've been seeing him over the last 12 to 24 months, and we've been sharing each other's likes and information, and so. But we came to this time, the perfect time, where now I'm excited for 2004. So once again, Larry, man, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm looking forward to 2024, sir. But the purpose of this here, man, I want you to take over, give those. Also, if you guys are listening in, make sure on your podcast, whether your podcast handle or where you listen to this, iTunes or whatever your source, your platform, download this. Listen to the previous guests I have, their episodes. This is an educational podcast, this series. So get educated. So once you get with person with the authorized source such as Larry, you're going to be educated, and you're going to cut the time where he's going to structure to your needs. Okay. But the purpose of this right here is this is coming to the end of the year, and I'm excited, and I got my pen and paper out for Brother Larry, where he's going to explain what's happening at this time, what's this, November 11th, sir? What's this, November 11th?
October 11th.
I'm sorry, October, yeah. October 11th, but the time you get this, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get this base in November, because we got it scheduled. But you're going to come to the end of the year where he's going to structure and give you the FAQs or suggestions of what normally happens. So, Larry, what normally happens at the time in October, which you being a CPA, of course, and dealing with real estate investors, what normally happens at this time that realtors normally do, where you give them the pros and cons or suggestions they should do?
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, of course, and I appreciate the flexibility of my schedule. As I mentioned before,
Thank
I'm
you,
just
brother.
now leaving the closing for one of our properties that we're selling, so we can reinvest those
Congratulations.
funds.
Congratulations, brother.
Try to be active as well. But when it
Mm.
comes to just year-end strategy, especially with retirement accounts, It kind of depends on the individual. Whereas, okay, do they have an old retirement account that they from a previous employer that just kind of just been sitting there, and there's some certain deals that's coming up at the end of the year or come at the beginning of the year that they want to invest into. There's okay, you want to work with a custodian that can actually help you convert those funds from your old retirement account to a self-directing retirement account. And one of Nick's guests, Nate, is really valuable source with that. So that's going to allow you to control how to invest your retirement account if you're just not trying to do stocks and bonds. Actually, the invest into real estate and into other stuff as well. So and that's just not for people with retirement accounts, but it's for those who know. Like if you're looking to raise capital, there's something you need to be informing your limited partners, your passive investors on, so that they'll start to align themselves and have the capital in place so that you can start to close on deals. So making sure you're rolling those old retirement accounts into self-directing. If you have a current one with your current employer, it's highly unlikely that they allow self-directing, but it's worth the conversation just to check. But 95% of the time, people's current employers aren't really providing that type of self-directing from retirement accounts.
Really?
So hopefully that we can be able to pick up on that with their current employer, or most likely it's going to be with their old retirement account and have those opportunities there.
Hey listeners, interested in retirement planning? Whether you've got a 401k, no savings at all, or you're somewhere in between, we've got you covered. Subscribe to our retirement planning newsletter for expert tips and insights. Secure your future today. Click the link in the show notes. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, you said before, most, like you said, you go to HR or whoever deals with your benefits or your 401k or so, or a pension or whatever, they're not familiar with these types of IRAs. So he just gave you a tip on that. Also, feel free to reach out to Larry. Larry has his source. We have our source, which we're networking, which is Nate Hare. He's educated. He got a couple of episodes on that also, which we already kind of brainstorm where in time, if you're watching this or listening to this, we're going to have a special in DFW area, Dallas-Fort Worth area, or it may come to your area. Just depends on, but it's all about getting started and being active, as Brother Larry just did before, though. But we're going to have something where we'll have a hands-on approach, have a little, probably 15 to 20 people in the group that's, that's really focused, where we'll like I said, we'll tailor it to your needs, which we spoke on that also. Now here's the thing too. What about those? So for example, if you don't have a self-directed IRA, what normally you prepare for at this time in October as a CPA for your clients? Can you just give an example?
Yeah, so after we've been getting through this last deadline, like we encourage our clients. I mean, not just this time of year. We really encourage our clients like throughout the whole year to kind of reach out, instead of consultation sessions, so that like here's strategies that we can be taking advantage of. So now we're in fourth quarter 2023. Okay, how the business is going, what they're like, and again their current numbers from their financial statements or from their pay stubs, so that we can actually somewhat pinpoint like what their tax bill or refund could potentially be when it's time to file 2023 taxes. So then now we can now take these last couple of months and like, hey, well, you need to start investing here, getting connected to potential syndications that can provide some losses that can help offset some of your other passive income that you have coming in, or if you're going to be acquiring properties yourself, looking into how to leverage that and how active you got to be involved with the business, but also just getting to know individual, like, hey, because we could just start shooting out a whole bunch of different strategies and ways to reduce your taxes, but if you're not committed to actually put in the work in order to qualify for those deductions, then like this becomes a big pointless. So reaching out and building that rapport with us, that was really big for us with our clients, so that we know what to properly suggest to them. Now we'll still highlight things that they may want to consider down the road, if they want to change their actions. But like we can only kind of guide you in that way from there. So that's what we're like constantly trying to preach throughout the year, especially during fourth quarter. Let's figure out where your numbers are as of now, and then start to align the tax strategies in place to help that will align to the type of person that the individual is.
What's going on, family? Johnny Lottom here, the military CEO, and you're rocking with the best with the Nicholas Brown Show. Let's go.
That's a question. So how many times you suggest to meet up with your team, your CPA team, to touch base with you on? So for each quarter, so every 3 to 4 months, how many times should I reach out to you if I was, just came? If you tailor to me your initial meeting, as you say before, we're gonna ask questions, which we're gonna follow up on it. Because the purpose is, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end. I want to get all information to get you prepared when you reach out to him and his team. Hey, I watched the video 1, watch video 2, or series 2, where they get prepared. So how many times you suggest to meet up with you to get advice or to get your service, whatever?
I mean, at least once or twice outside of tax season. I think we try to still hold consultations during, but it's like, okay, people are still kind of even wrapping up their prior year during tax season from there. So it's like, we want people to kind of start reaching out, like I said, May, June, like throughout the summer, and start to it makes the process so much smoother, especially just kind of helping provide guides on how the bookkeeper should be looking at this point, or there's certain transactions that's happening down the road. Okay, that may trigger this type of tax implication. You need some type of offsetting transaction that may better your situation from there. But that doesn't happen, and usually, and I understand people are kind of thinking of this from a cost perspective, but it is truly an investment, and it should be a return on investment. Like, if we're not able to provide the tax saving opportunity to outweigh the cost of setting up those consultation sessions, then we're not doing our job, or I'm not doing my job from there. So like, really, like once or twice, even if you don't think much is going on, with okay, let's just kind of talk and see how the numbers are looking at this point. So at least have a rough average of, okay, what the tax implication is going to be when the end of the year hits, or things to kind of keep in mind going forward from there. So especially for like for agents and brokers and people who are running businesses, running their own business, where like that means a good time to kind of look into solo 401ks if you're making a lot of profit with your business, as a means to, all right, I can invest into my retirement here at a larger scale than just normal retirement account, since it's just you, and then get the huge deduction and help offset some of your income that way. But it's like, hey, there's a time and a place to actually where that makes sense, and it's not for everyone, especially those that don't want to put their money into retirement accounts. But there's proper ways to doing it, and then making a long-term future plan of how to move the money out into a Roth, so that you're not taxed fully on your retirement years.
Special announcement: interested in retirement planning, got a 401k, or no savings at all? We've got you covered. Subscribe to our newsletter for expert tips and insights. Secure your future today. Click the link below. Brother Larry, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back on to it. Just, if you could, just finish that, because I asked you the question, how many times you suggest to meet up, and you was breaking it down, where it's basically not, it just varies. So can you finish that sentence, like the short version?
Yeah, I would say once or twice. I mean, always reach out for the intro, but then just once or twice outside of tax season, just to kind of, so that rapport is still being built, and then we can kind of talk, like, okay, based off last time, we're kind of building off those conversations instead of just only talking when it's time to file taxes and all the opportunities to potentially save on taxes has passed. Mm-hmm. So definitely once or twice during the year. If more stuff, it could be more depending on each person's situation and what they have going on. But I typically like to say that once or twice, kind of like at least kind of get the ball rolling, going over the options there, and then strategizing from that standpoint. So it's valuable for everybody involved.
Hey everybody, this is Nate Hare, Executive Director at Directed IRA, and you're watching the Nicholas Brown Podcast Show.
But it actually also depends on how active your client is also, right? On closings or am I correct? It depends on what we're doing. So everybody's situation is different though, but minimum, you're saying twice, ladies and gentlemen. So this is where we're about to wrap up. Appreciate you coming, man, making it happen because you closed. Congratulations once again, though. But what is the ideal client for you? What's the ideal client? Even though, ladies and gentlemen, reach out regardless. You got to do something. Most of you guys we're focusing on, you got the 401ks and retirement income. So we show you how to become financially successful in real estate investing. But I want to follow back up. That's the purpose of me providing these type of educational podcasts, so you'll be set in the word, so you'll be prepared for someone such as Larry, he's an expert CPA, but that's where I fall into it. You may not be in his category at that time because this is by supply and demand. So, but Larry, what is your ideal client that your CPA is what you're looking for the year to come? If not, he's going to help you out, I'm pretty sure, as he said at the beginning of these episodes. He'll guide you to the right. He's not just going to leave you hanging. So what's your ideal client that you look for, or partners?
Yes, I always recommend people just to kind of call and touch base, and because we're not for everyone, and no one should be for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And like we want to make sure we're having quality relationships with people, not just going based off numbers, but we have a good network of other tax advisors, CPAs, enrolled agents that work with investors as well. So, but our ideal client is someone who's kind of been through the whole just seeing their CPA, their tax advisor as an expense, and want to work with someone who is more of an investment for them there. So it doesn't really matter the number of properties, number of investments that person has. It's just that they know they have been stagnant and they just been working with a tax preparer, which is fine, but they're really looking for more so consulting and want to invest into that aspect of their business. And their financial freedom going forward. So that's our ideal client there that sees this more of as a relationship and sees it more as an investment and not just as an expense and just trying to get through tax season. Because we've all been through that. It's like, okay, there's a better way, but it starts with building those relationships and investing in one another.
Special announcement. Interested in retirement planning? Got a 401k? Or no savings at all? We've got you covered. Subscribe for expert tips and insights. Secure your future today. Click the link below. And that's it too, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't see that, I don't care, the Lord's willing, I become 125. I'm always going to educate and sponge and try to get knowledge. I have seen him for the last, like I said, 12 to 24 months. We've been networking. He's part of the events. He's networking, but I'm pretty sure, I already know it. He's getting educating. So you want to get with someone that's professional, a CPA, but he's still educating. And, he's expanding. And he'll like to have you expand in his group also, or his clientele in time. Am I correct? So you're not just he's not just the regular type of CPA, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much what you're saying. Even if you're a real estate investor, he's looking to expand where he's expanding also. Because on a quiet note, we're talking about other levels of performing that we want to expand in time. So he said it's a relationship business and a relationship clientele. That is true. So one more thing, what's your link, which you're going to have this? How can they get in contact you to do the consultation? Which I'm going to plant that. I don't see your QR code on there. We're going to set that up, my brother Najee, this time. But
yeah, so
listeners.
Yeah, so there's a link app page that I guess Nick, I'm pretty sure you'll all be sharing, so people can see the different ways to kind of connect, whether an intro meeting or a consultation session or just a Q&A. We just want to run through some questions. Excuse me. But also, like I said, you can also email me at info@pcbs.com. ncffba.com. Definitely happy to connect that way as well. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. Larry Pendleton, CPA. Always reaching out, always connecting and talking to people up there as well. And I said one thing, just building that rapport, building that relationship, and seeing where it goes from there.
Special announcement. Interested in retirement planning? Got a 401k? Or no savings at all? We've got you covered. Subscribe for expert tips and insights. Secure your future today. Click the link in the show notes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do too, me and my team, we're going to have a special, if you join the newsletter, because I'm just going to be honest with you, we're going to have certain levels of the newsletter. That's the goal too, where it's going to be what you call a premium or a VIP. But starting out, I'm going to create what you call a bonus guide, a prep guide to have for CPAs, your CPAs, real estate investors with 401k retirement income. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow up with Larry, the expert CPA. I'm going to do the basic questions. That way you'll have that prepared, because preparation determines your destination, and it gets straight to the source. He's going to have you set. So I'm going to have that set dedicated for him and his team to have. So when they talk to you, but Larry, you'll be prepared, or you'll know, oh, that's Nicholas Group, that's Nicholas Brown, REI Group, or whatever. So once again, Larry, congratulations, man, on your closing, man. And any last words before we end this? And I appreciate you for all the episodes that you have done. Also, and I look forward to the year to come, and I look forward to networking and doing business together, brother. So any last words?
Oh, no, thank you for the opportunity to add value. This is great. Looking forward to hearing back from your listeners. And as I said before, like whether it's me or whoever, just making sure you're working with someone who is on the same accord as you, know what you're trying to accomplish, and just not and looking to partner with you, not just trying to talk to you, like talk with you, and making sure you're reaching your goals as well. So, but yeah, that's really all I have at this point.
One last question, brother. I got Johnny out there, but I already see this in you, man. I always get this on my, ladies and gentlemen, on my previous series before. It's about leadership, business leadership, and personal development. I always used to ask the question leadership. So I'm gonna ask you one quick question off the spare. Even though you just came from closing, I know what's up, man. You're doing it. So what is your definition? What's your understanding of leadership, brother? What is leadership to you?
For me, leadership is to serve. So if you're trying to lead people, you're leading them to something that's going to be best for the greater good. So you're really serving the masses or serving whoever you're trying to lead. From that standpoint, I don't think you can really have one without the other there. So that's what leadership, like is the first thing that kind of pops into my mind when I hear that. When I hear that term, is that you are serving the people that they're looking to you to lead.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. Given it shall be given, man. If you help enough people, man, you can get to your goals. But man, you're an awesome leader, man, and I thank God for you and the team, man. I'm excited for what's coming, man. And I pray that you and your family, you got absolutely. Who are your sons, man? Before we go, man, I don't know if Najee's gonna edit this out, man. What's the oldest one? What's this is up to date? And you in the business, the family, man. How old's your son, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think that's a few months. So yeah, that's the most recent. So yeah, the oldest is Larry the third.
All right.
He's 7, and the youngest is Wesley, and he's 4, and then
who's your right hand?
Beautiful wife Whitney.
Yeah.
So that's there. Yeah, lady in charge.
That's all right, man. That's all right, man. Well, we pray for y'all, and we thank you, man, for being a part of this. I want you to keep enduring, brother, man, and thanks for your time. And
I appreciate you, man. You have a good one.
You too, man. Congratulations. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As always, end with the saying, don't condemn, don't complain, because you have a choice to make a change. Have a great day. Thanks
for joining us on the Nicholas Brown Podcast. Make sure to visit our website,
www.nicholasbrownrei.com.
where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too.
If you like this show and you're interested in retirement planning tips, then check out our free newsletter located on our website, www.nicholasbrownrei.com/newsletter.
Be sure to tune in for our next episode. And remember, don't condemn, don't complain, because you have a choice to make a change. Have a great day.